Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. Let me go to my main camera. Already we're live, and as you guys can tell by talent, film nature, I'm going to be working on more mini projects and Unreal Engine 5 using C++. That's last stream I did actually. Okay, first I do gotta start talking a little slower. That's last stream I did actually work on a few mini projects. I was done with two of those, but then when it came time to do the fourth mini project, I did kind of run out of time, so I'm going to be continuing that while actually progressing on the roadmap that I've created. So let's go to my gameplay screen. There we go. And guys, yeah, this is the chat from I think like 3 or 4 streams ago. That's it. Howdy, Karthik. I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me actually zoom in because basically this was the mini project. I did not really say I did not really say Claude slash just saying that I was actually gonna end the stream. So this is the continuation of the last chat. Okay, so let's see. Let's go up. Project 1, the spawner actor. And is it just me or is the music really loud? What up, guys? Let me just check something. Give me a sec. Okay, well, I thought that the music was getting really loud. I think it's just from my PC here. Let me just decrease the volume real quick. There we go. I think that's much better. Okay, now that I'm done with that, I think this is what we were gonna go over. Let's see. So phase 2 mini projects lineup. Project 1, the spawn actor. Oh, I remember. An actor that spawns another actor at begin play and logs whether it succeeds or fails. Project 2, the destructor. I see. Okay, so we're going with Project 1 first. The spawner actor. Here's what you're going to build. An actor that spawns another actor in the world on begin play and logs whether it succeeded or failed. Requirements: create 2 C++ classes. That does make sense. The first is going to be a spawner actor, the one that does the spawning. The second is going to be a target actor, the one that gets spawned. Okay. In a target actor, just log in. Okay, just log this and begin play. Log temp warning, I have been spawned into the world. In a spawn actor, create a new function called spawn target. In spawn targets function, spawn a target actor at location. Always check for null PDR spawning. Expected output log temp. Attempting to spawn a target actor. Log temp warning, I have been spawned into the world. Log temp warning. Target actor spawned successfully. Okay, hints. Include your target actor in spawners as header files. I see, so target actor, spawn actor specific locations. I think I see check for null PDR. Remember, place only a spawn actor in the level the target gets placed by the code. Spawn target and begin play. I think I see. So to do that, I'm firstly going to go ahead and scroll all the way down here, grab my Unreal Engine, and show you guys real quick what I've been working on. Okay, so let me just go ahead and go to my contents. I'm going to go ahead and double click map and open my mini project map. So far, the thing that I've been working on is that if I were to run the project, go to my output log, scroll all the way down here, I get these text displayed. I know this is like pretty basic, but once I'm done with these beginner phases of my roadmap, that's when I'm going to be moving on to some advanced phases where I'm going to be actually let's say working with raycasting or literally hitting a physical target on my window and all that stuff. But for now, I want to focus on actually mastering the basics. So let's go ahead and exit this, and let me just go up here just so I can see. You guys can see the entire thing. Okay, and in case you guys can't see my details, this panel or my should I say search classes, make sure to move on to my horizontal screen. That's why I display my entire window. That's it. Does the stream kind of lag when I move around? Hold on, let me just check that real quick. Oh, it does. Okay, even though I have my settings set to low, open Visual Studio preference. Okay, here's the thing. What if I have this short? Will it still lag? Okay, let me just go ahead and grab that a little back. Okay, having it this way, does it still lag? Okay, who was I kidding? It's gonna force that. I mean, that's fine. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and move a bit here. Does it lag if I run the program? I mean, it kinda does. Gotta work on fixing this. It did not lag a while ago. That's it. Let me go and open my Unreal Engine. In my Unreal Engine, this is the code that I've been working on. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and click something like tool, go to new class. I'm gonna create, let's say, 2 new actor classes. Or was that the instructions? Let me just go ahead and refresh the instructions real quick. Okay, let's scroll all the way up here. Okay, 2 actor classes. The first is going to be called something like a spawner actor. Let's go with SPAWNER. I think I spelled it wrong. Okay, SPAWNER. Did I spell it correct? SPAWNER. ACTOR. Guys, I don't know why. Is it because of my storage? Let me just go ahead and check my storage real quick. STORAGE. Okay, because sometimes it might be because the storage makes the stuff lag. Let's click here. Let's click yes. Okay, 444 GBs used out of 464, 22 gigabytes left. I see. Let's go ahead and reload all. Maybe I'm gonna go to something like my solution explorer. I'm gonna open documents. In that, I'm gonna double click my Visual Studio and maybe delete a few projects. For example, I might want to delete Dodge the Enemy, even though those were pretty good projects. I want to delete that. I want to go ahead and delete Game Logic. I might want to delete practice_UMG because I'm working under the MIDI project. Oh wow, that was a huge project. I might want to delete SummonX. These are all huge projects that I spend a lot of time working on. Okay, I think that's about it. That should free a lot of my space, right? I really want to leave the UMG_ project because that's kind of good. Let me think what was in it. So basically, oh, I see. Okay, this isn't that good. I was just kind of recalling what all I had in my UMG project. Now let's check my storage. Okay, let's go to storage settings. Okay, well, I guess I have 56 gigabytes left now. So this should run my Unreal Engine smoothly. Let me just go ahead and open that, kind of turn around. I mean, is it smooth? I'd say it's much smoother. Right, so it was the space that was making it run a bit weird. Nah, I mean, it's not bad, it's not as good. Alright, so let me not worry much about that and go ahead and create another Unreal Engine actor class now. So I'm gonna go to something like actor. I'm gonna go to tools, gonna go to new C++ class and create a new C++ class. I'm gonna go ahead and call this target actor. Let's go with something like TARGETACTOR. There. Okay, and then let's go ahead and create class. Now, once I'm done creating my target actors as class, let's read the next instructions. Okay, in target actor, just log this and begin play. Log temp, I have been spawned in the world. Okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and open my Visual Studio and wait for this to compile so I can go ahead and reload all. There we go. I think I can exit this. Okay, I was like, that's strange. Why did I not get reload all? There we go. Okay, perfect. I have a bunch of classes here. Now, in my target actor, I just gotta log a UE log in my begin place. So let me find my begin play real quick. There we go. And now I'm gonna zoom in a little. Let's say I'm gonna add a triple asterisk comment and say something like spawned 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 to the world's text. Okay, there I'm gonna go ahead and add a UE_log in which my category is gonna be my log temp. Let's go with something like log temp TEMP. And then let's say my verbosity is going to be warning. This is going to be a warning text. And lastly, I'm going to go ahead and add a actual text that says something like, I have been spawned into the world. I have been SPAWNED. I have been spawned into the world. Exclamation. Okay, perfect. And then I'm just going to go ahead and end this with a semicolon. Now, moving on to my spawn actor, I'm firstly going to go to my spawn actors as header files, and let's work on that. Okay, in spawn actor, create a new function called spawn target. Okay, so I'm assuming I'm going to go somewhere. Excuse me, guys, under my protected data types. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Under my protected data types, I'm going to go ahead and publicalize everything. And then let's say I'm gonna go ahead and add a comment. I like adding triple asterisk comments for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna say something like create a function that is exposed to actually create a function that spawns. There we go. That spawns, let's say, the actor in the level, and then expose the function. Okay, so firstly, to expose the function, I'm gonna go ahead and create a u function. Okay, which in this case, it is going to be something like blueprint callable, callable. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and create a white function that is going to be charged of spawning my actor on my window. I'm going to go with something like spawn actor. Okay, with a pair of parentheses, let's say ending with a semicolon, because I don't really know, let's say I don't really know if I need any parameters. I'm pretty sure I don't need. Okay, instead of actor, I might go with target. That makes more sense because my other character is called target. There we go. Let's go with target. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn my target. Next up, in spawn target, a target actor at location. So we check for null PDR. Okay, well, I guess I see. Now let's hit Control S to save the code. Before doing anything else, above my spawn actor.generated.h, which is the header file for my generated, I'm gonna go ahead and include, let's say, my target actor, target.actor.h, which is basically my target actor in the header files. Now I can go ahead and access all the content inside of my target actor. Let's hit Control S to save the code. And then I move on to the C++ file to define everything that I've declared, which is basically just one function in this case. So I forgot to go up here. There we go. Okay, now to define it, let's see what can I do. So maybe let's say under my begin play, I'm gonna go ahead and add another triple asterisk comment that says something like define define the spawn spawn actor or the spawn target target function. Okay, to do this, firstly, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say copy my void a spawn actors as class with a scope resolution operator and paste it here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and let's say tell that I want to go ahead and define my spawn actor spawn. Okay, actually spawn targets this function target, which does not require any parameters. I'm gonna add a pair of parentheses, and then let's go with the pair of curly braces. And guys, I don't know why is it so hard for me to phrase my let's say wordings today. Okay, let's see. Maybe because I just woke up a while ago. Let's see, define the spawn target function. Okay, I think it might look much better if I actually set my function name spawn target. There, now inside my spawn targets function, what is something that I might need? I've worked a little on this last stream. The thing that I might need is, let's say, access to my Unreal Engine's world. To do that, let's say I'm going to go ahead and add another triple asterisk comment that says something like get access access to the UE5 world. Okay, now in order to get access to my Unreal Engine's world, firstly, I'm gonna go ahead and use the U world. What does U stand for, guys? I'm so glad I made notes. I'm pretty sure U stands for object, right? Okay, let's see. Let's just scroll all the way down here. U prefix, there we go. In case you guys can or cannot see, it's written down here. I hope my handwriting is kind of readable. Okay, so basically, U prefix, U object is an engine's asset. So Unreal, so U world is basically an engine's asset, which is going to be represented by a pointer called something like world. That is going to be equal to the get worlds function with a pair of parentheses, ending with a semicolon. Now my world's object has access to my Unreal Engine's world. Next up, I'm gonna let's say have to get a spawn location and a spawn rotation. where is my actor or where is my target gonna spawn, which is gonna be the location, which way is my target gonna face when he spawn in the world, that is gonna be my rotation. You still wipe coding? Guys, wipe coding is kind of crazy. I'm working with many projects. That said, next up, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say add a triple asterisk comment here. Oh, that's it. Howdy, Calspanier. It's been a while. We appreciate you joining the stream as well. Okay, that's it. Let's see. So, firstly, I'm gonna say something like get target location. So get target location. I'm gonna go ahead and get my target's location. Where I'm gonna go ahead and let's say I'm gonna go with f vector. The reason I did go with f vector is because f vector is basically a three-dimensional vector. For all I know, I would want my target to either spawn, let's say in the x-axis, y-axis, or z-axis. I could pick either one of those locations. So I'm gonna go ahead and represent my f vector through a local variable called something like location, location, which is gonna be equal to, let's say the I'm gonna use Intel Lessons for this. Get actor forward vector. Okay, wait. This isn't the function that I'm looking for, or is it? Okay, assume you're still web coding. Honestly, I'm actually web coding. Okay, man, fell off, guys. Fell off is actually kind of crazy. That's it. Let's see. So get actor forward location gets the x-axis and y-axis. Get actor forward location. Yeah, this could be a forward vector. This might be where my actor is gonna face. Okay, next up, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say change my comment to get target location and rotation. There we go. Now for my rotation, I'm gonna go with something like f rotator. Although, even though this thing does make sense, there is something that's not really adding up here. Okay, maybe I go ahead and check my notes, guys. I'm so glad I started making notes on these things, because I can just take a little peek at my notes. Okay, let's see. So I have get world, and then oh, there we go. So f vector, so define where and which way. I see. Okay, I used to do this. I used to like set my location to be equal to get actor forward vector only when I was working with actual objects. Now that I'm not working with an object, I could go with something like an f vector. I mean, both ways are correct. Okay, let's go with forward vector and add the locations that I was set to add. Let's go ahead and add 200 point f. I'm gonna go with something like point f and point f. And guys, I don't know why is it like 3 times harder to talk today compared to yesterday. Okay, once I'm done with this, I'm gonna go with something like f rotator, r, which is going to be represented by a local variable called something like rotation, rotation, that is going to be equal to f rotator. I see how this is going. With a pair of parentheses that requires 3 parameters. First is going to be 0.0. I'm assuming this is like x, y, and z, right? Okay, so it is x, y, and z. For the rotator, it is, let's see, maybe I'm firstly going to add all parameters. Let's go with something like 0.f here as well. Not O, 0.f. And then I'm going to end it with a semicolon. Now let's see. Oh, so I have pitch, yaw, and roll. Okay, for rotator, I need pitch, yaw, and roll. Alright, once I'm done with getting my Unreal Engine 5's world, location, and rotation, I'm gonna go ahead and actually work on spawning my, let's say, character on my window. To do so, firstly, let's say I'm gonna go with something like spawn target, spawn target on window. Actually, let's say on level, because I want to go ahead and spawn my target on my level. And then let's see, after spawning target on level, I might go with something like a new variable. Should I go with a new variable? Okay, let's see, step 2, add parameters. Set up parameters. That's not necessary, to be honest. And then actually spawn it. I do need my actor. Do I want to add parameters? I don't really think that I want to. I'm going to skip on it. Although I'm gonna go with something like a target actor, ACTOR, TARGT. I think I had a typo. What up, guys? There we go. So a target actor, which is going to be represented by a pointer called something like what should I name it? Should I keep it something like new actor or spawn actor? Spawn actor. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and spawn this actor, which is gonna be equal to my. I think it should be world, right? I don't know why did I go with get world. Let's go with get world. I think get world is literally the same as world. Okay, let me go with world. Okay, that points towards. So let's see. Spawn actor. I want to go ahead and spawn a actor, which is going to be, let's say, having a pair of ankle braces. That is going to go ahead and store the actor that I want to spawn. In this case, I want to spawn my A target, the RGT actor. Okay, and then I go with the pair of parentheses. Now, in my pair of parentheses, is there anything that I need? I think I do. I might need, let's say, the actor that I want to spawn. Where do I want it to spawn? Which way do I want it to spawn once it's been spawned? So I'm firstly gonna go with something like SPAWNACTOR. Okay, spawn actor. And then the next parameter is gonna be my location, LOCATION. And lastly, my rotation, ROTATION. Okay, well, I think that's about it. Why do I see a red underline here? Okay, so my actor static class. Spawn actor, that is going to be world. Spawn actor with given transform and spawn parameters. Okay, so what else parameters requires a target. So a target actor, I gave it that. F vector, F rotation. Object is U world. Did I have, let's say, did I make some kind of silly mistake? Apparently what Clouds want me to do is that I gotta use my target actor. Okay, so target actor static class. Why would I do that though? I mean, let's try and see if it works. And later I'm gonna ask why did that actually work. So I'm gonna go with something like ATARGET actor, which is going to go ahead and use the scope resolution operator to point towards STATIC static class. Okay, static class, so basically that it just would move. What does it do? I wish there was IntelliSense here. Oh, 8 bytes. Okay, that is big. Let's see. So I have a world spawn actor, a target actor, static class, location. Okay, I guess I'm going to go ahead and just end this with a semicolon. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say add another comment with triple asterisks that says something like check if actor exists. So check if let's say spawn actor. Should I go with spawn actor? SPAWNED. This sounds much better. Check if SPAWNED if spawned actor is null PDR. Okay, to do so, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say add a if statement to check something. I'm gonna go ahead and check if my spawned actor. I might copy this to save time because guys, I'm way too lazy to type that out. Actually, it's way too hard to type spawn for some reason. I'm gonna check if my spawned actor is not null PDR. If my spawned actor did not return null, then I'm gonna go ahead and do something. I want to display a text on my window. Okay, target actor spawned successfully. Okay, let's go with something like a UE_log, which is, let's say, let's go with UE_log, which is going to go ahead and require a category for something like log temp. Okay, and then a verbosity, which is going to be a warning text. And lastly, I'm going to go ahead and require a text that is going to go ahead and say something like, I don't know, maybe I'm going to go with something like target actor spawned SPAWNED SUCCESSFULLY successfully. Okay, and is there an exclamation? Okay, apparently there are 2 exclamations. If there's one thing I learned from my programming course, is like write your program exactly as the prompt asked you to write it. Okay, because we want to give the exact, we want to get the exact output that that's expected, or else the program is kind of wrong. Okay, that's next up. That is an if statement. I'm gonna add an else clause after that. Let's go with something like else. I want to do something else. If my spawn actor did return null, I'm gonna go ahead and add a UE log that, let's say, tells something like log temp. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add warning for my verbosity. Lastly, my text is gonna go ahead and say something like, so let's see, spawning failed. So I'm gonna go with something like SPAWNING FAILED. Okay, FAILED, there we go. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end this with a semicolon as well. And is that pretty much it? Remember, place only a spawn actor in the level. A target actor gets placed by the code called spawn actor in begin play. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy my spawn actors function and paste it at the begin play, so it executes as soon as my program runs. Now I'm gonna hit Control S to save the code, open my Unreal Engine, hit Control Alt F11 to compile, and wait for it to compile. Okay, let's wait for this to compile real quick. There we go. And now I'm gonna go ahead and run my program. Wait, before I really run my program, I'm gonna go to my content drawer. Let's go to C/C++ classes. I wanna drag my spawn actor. There we go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and run the program. Now that I ran the program, moment of truth. Oh no, moment of truth. If I were to hit my output log, I forgot to check if my stream was kind of lagging. Hello, I came back. You're hiding, California. Appreciate you joining the stream. There we go. So it says I have been spawned into the world. Target actor spawned successfully. Okay, well, I guess the program kind of works. I'm gonna go ahead and hit something like Windows Shift S to copy this. And yeah, guys, I do know that this part is kind of easy just for the time being, because I did realize that I skipped most of these steps when it came to working with actual programs and all that, or work with Unreal Engine. So I'm trying to kind of catch up to those things. Let's go ahead and get Claude here, paste it, and then say something like, since it worked, exclamation. That said, I did have one question. Okay, I did have one question. Let's go with ... So why did we, whoops guys, I don't know why does my antivirus just pop up. Why did we use let's say what was my character class's name? Let me open this. So target actor, why did we use, let's get plot up here again. Okay, why did we use a TARGET? Why did we use a target actor? Let's say something like dot, not dot, a target actor with a scope resolution operator of something like static class with a pair of parentheses. Okay, instead of using our, let's say, our spawned actor SPAWNED spawned actor variable that we created, question mark. Could we have not created that spawned actor variable in our .h file and then use it in the C++ file, question mark? And also I had another question. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I did not want to write it in caps. Let's go with something like didn't want to type it in caps. Okay, that's it. Let me just go ahead and think the second thing. I know there was one more thing. There we go. Okay, and the other question is that why did we not use the world's spider that we created, and instead why did we use the get world's function, question mark? And then I'm going to go with shift enter and say something like, here's my code. Okay, then I'm going to go with a colon, shift enter. Let's go ahead and grab my Unreal Engine, go with Control A, Control C, copy this part, go ahead and get Claude back up here, paste it here, and that should be it. Let's go ahead and run the send the code. That's let me go ahead and eat an apple real quick 'cause I'm kind of starving. Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of chewing the apple for guys. There we go. Okay, first of all, it works and your code is clean. Let me just zoom in a little because I can't see anything. There we go. First of all, it works and your code is clean. Look at those variable names. Look at those comments. That is professional level code right there. And these are incredible questions. This tells me your brain is working deeply, okay? So question one, why a target actor that uses a scope resolution operator to point towards, excuse me guys, the static classes function and not a variable? Great question. Let me break it down. Spawn actor needs two things. Get world, spawn actor. Okay, what class to spawn needs two things. I see three things here. Oh wait, no, there are two things. Okay, what class to spawn, where to spawn, which way to face when it spawns. The first argument tells Unreal Engine, hey, I want to spawn an actor. But wait, specific class it is. Use static class to tell me, okay. Now your question, could we have declared a variable instead? Yes, you can do this in your .h file. So t subclass of, this is what I had, this is what I've worked with before, so I have more experience with it. Okay, yes, you can do it in your .h file, view property, edit anywhere, category spawning, t subclass of a actors, actor to spawn. When you use it like this, okay, that works as well. But here's the difference. A method, a target that uses scope resolution operator to point towards static class. When to use, when you always spawn the same class, hard-coded. The subclass of a target actor. When you want to choose the class from the editor, flexible. The subclass of is actually better and more professional way. So I guess we're using the subclass of. Hi, yo, how you doing? Volquist, is that pronouncing your name? Appreciate you joining the stream. Howdy, how you doing? Manage Gold, is that pronouncing your name? Yeah, appreciate you joining the stream as well. How are we doing? Honestly, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. That's it. I am getting to understand way more concepts in Unreal Engine, so I think that I can get to work with more advanced things now. Okay, I think that was kind of an exaggeration on my part. Although, question two, why get world and not world pointer? Look at your own code. You world, which is represented by a pointer called world that is equal to the get world. You actually did use the pointer. You stored get world into world, then used world to spawn. You did both, but the question is, why not declare world in the header file? Excuse me guys, could you do this in .h? Oh, we cannot. Technically, yes, but it's wrong because UWorld is not your world, it's the engine's world. It already exists inside every actor. Get world just fetches it for you. Storing it as a permanent member variable is dangerous because the world pointer can become stale and invalid. I see. So the rule is never use UWorld as a parameter member variable. Always call getWorld when you need it. GetWorld is always fresh and safe. I see. Also, will you try Linux and try to code in the Bash shell programming? Honestly, I was actually planning to use Linux when I got my PC, but I thought that I'm more used to Windows, so I just went with Windows because I had to stream the next day, so I had to build my PC one day and then stream the other day. That said, I might eventually try Linux someday in the future. Okay, although I haven't heard of the Bash programming, what's it about? Okay, why change to Claude AI? And is ChatGPT good for game dev? Honestly, there's like a huge difference. ChatGPT is really good when it comes to teaching. In the other hand, Claude is really good when it comes to like literally programming. Claude was meant to, let's say, program, because if you guys click the plus icon here, there is a whole coding option. I think it's like if you guys go to a new project, there's a whole code option. That's it. The difference between Claude and ChatGPT is that if you guys are using the free version of ChatGPT and you guys send it to pictures, you guys are going to be reaching your limit much faster, even though ChatGPT is better at like teaching. In the other hand, using Claude or Gemini for Unreal Engine is a smarter choice because the more pictures, like I don't think they have like I don't think that they reach their limit really fast because I think that Gemini has 100 images or 100 screenshots limit per day for the free version. Same goes with Claude, but ChatGPT is just 2 or 3. Unless you guys are using the premium version of ChatGPT. That said, to summarize, a target class, static class, hard-coded class reference, keys of class off, template, flexible, editor, scalable, get world, always fresh world pointers, storing your world in header file, dangerous, can go stale. So I guess we're not gonna go ahead and create a worlds as pointer, and we're always gonna be using the get worlds as function. Okay, now are we ready for project 2? Chat, he's going on fire today. Let's say something like ready for project 2 exclamation. Okay, didn't want to use the tilde operator. There we go. Then let's send it. Maybe I might actually an apple. And guys, I don't know what's wrong with me today. I can't really talk properly. Okay, so we use a spawn actor and a target actor from mini project 1. No new classes. Modify a target actor to have a function called announce existence. In announce existence log, warning, I exist, but for how long? Modify a spawn actor to a spawn actor called announce existence on it. A target actor called announce existence on it, then destroy it. Okay, check if it was destroyed, expected output. Attempting to spawn actor, I exist, but for how long? Target actor has been destroyed. Hits, calling a function on spawn actor. Okay, spawn actor that points towards announce existence. Destroying the spawn actor. Okay, spawn actor which points towards destroy. Checking if destroyed, if spawn actor equals to null PDR. Or it's been so long since I've used or, I actually forgot that this stands for or not is valid spawn actor, uelog, log temp warning, target has been destroyed. Okay, key thing to know, destroy does not immediately set pointer to null PDR. You cannot do this. Spawn actor destroy if null PDR. This will never be true. Instead, use the valid one spawn actor. If not is valid spawn actor, this checks correctly. Okay, modify existing class, no new ones, type everything yourself, no copy pasting. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go there and then I'm gonna go ahead and get the instructions in my other window. Go ahead and open my Unreal Engine. Now, in my Unreal Engine, let's just scroll out a bit and read the instructions. Okay, requirements. We use a spawn actor and a spawn target from project number 1. No new classes. Modify a target class, okay, to have a new function called announce existence. So I'm gonna go to my header files here. Under my protected data member, let's say I'm gonna go ahead and publicize everything. Inside my public data member, I'm gonna go ahead and have, let's see, I might go with something like a void function. My function is going to be exposed to my Unreal Engine, so I'm going to go with ufunction, which let's say is going to be blueprint callable. So I'm going to go with something like blueprint callable, callable. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and create a void function, which is going to be called something like announce existence, ANNOUNCE okay, which will not be requiring any parameters, ending with a semicolon. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and hit Control S to save the code, move on to my C++ file. In my C++ file, I'm going to go ahead and define what I've declared in my header files. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and create, let's say, copy that. Okay, so from my void, a target actor that uses scope resolution operator, I'm gonna go ahead and get access to my announce existences function, which does not require any parameters. So I'm gonna add a curly braces. And then I'm gonna go ahead and let's say add a triple asterisk comment that says something like define the announce existences function That was declerd declared in the .h file. Okay, perfect. Now, inside my announce existence, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say add a UE log. So I'm gonna go with something like, okay, have you created an NPC? Honestly, I have worked on creating NPCs in the previous streams, but I realized something that I worked so much with those advanced things, I kind of overlapped or like skipped over, let's say, I think skipped over makes the most sense. I was gonna add something like jumped over all the basic type stuff. For example, working with classes, I don't know how to phrase this. Let's say working with regular actor class, character class without really loading in static meshes and making the project really complex to actually program. So I need much more practice with it. That's it. I'm gonna go with something like ELog. And if you guys do want to see my old projects that I used to work on, make sure to check out my other streams because in those streams I did like work on with character movement, summoning logic, let's say raycasting and all those type of stuff. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go ahead and add a UE log that requires a category called something like logtemp. And then I'm gonna go ahead and require a verbosity, which is gonna be a warning text. Lastly, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say add a text. This is going to be the text that I want to display on my window, where this text is going to say something like, I exist, exclamation, but for how long? Dot dot dot, exclamation. Guys, this is going in such a dark side. Okay, let's end that with a semicolon. And then I'm going to go ahead and, excuse me guys, then I'm going to go ahead and call my announce existences function in my begin play. Then I'm going to hit Control S to save the code. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my spawn actors as header files and create another new function. Create a function as spawn actor. Okay, let's say I'm going to add another function. Okay, with triple asterisks, that is going to say something like create a function that announces ANNOUNCES. Okay, modify spawn actor to I exist, but for how long? Spawn target actor. Okay, thank you, cool. Okay, spawn target actor to modify target to have a function called existence. In log, do that and then modify spawn actor. Okay, spawn a target actor. So I already have the code that spawns my a target actor using this function here. Call announce it. So I don't need to create another function. I gotta call the function that's already been created. Call announce existence on it. So I'm gonna hit Control S to save the code, move on to my C++ file. Call announce existence to it. Check if it was destroyed. Okay, I'm gonna call announce existence. Announce existence. Where do I call announce existence? Okay, spawned actor is not equal to null PDR. Okay, spawn actor, announce existence. Okay, to destroy the spawned actor. Check if it was destroyed. Oh, I see. Okay. The actor was spawned successfully. I'm gonna go ahead and modify some of this. Let's remove that real quick. I'm gonna go with something like spawn actor. Okay, I'm gonna paste my announce existence first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and copy that, paste it here. Okay, that points towards the announce existences function. And then I'm gonna end it with a semicolon. Okay, should I add an if statement after that? Hello, Meg. Have you tried VLang already? Honestly, I've not tried VLang yet, but I will definitely try it after my little series is over. I might have a mini series for that. I just realized I keep saying that. Okay, what's good? How are you doing? Honestly, I'm doing pretty good. Hi, Spronggle. I appreciate you joining this stream. That's let's go over up here. And guys, if sometimes I don't really read the chat, that's because I'm what we call it, reading the instructions, because I just have two windows. One is the one that you guys are seeing right now. The other is usually used to read chat, but I do read the prompt for my mini project as well, because I feel it's way too tedious to actually go ahead and open my Claude here and then close it back, read some, open it again, and do the same thing again and again. That said, destroy the spawned actor. How do I destroy it? Okay, so is valid checks correctly. target actor has been destroyed. If spawned actor is not null PDR, I spawn my existence, and then I go with something like my spawn actor dot the destroy function with a pair of parentheses ending with a semicolon. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add another if statement here. Check if spawn actor is null PDR. If it actor is not null PDR, and then destroy it. Okay, so I'm going to spawn it and then destroy it. Now let's add another if statement. Before that, I'm going to go ahead and let's say add a comment with triple asterisks that says something like check if destroyed. So I'm going to go ahead and check if actor was destroyed. Okay, check if target actor was destroyed. I'm let's say gonna go ahead and add a if statement here. So I'm gonna go with something like if of parentheses. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and check something like if my spawned actor SPAWNED is equal to null PDR. It is null. Nothing is inside of my spawned actors. Is let's say array. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do something. I'm gonna add something like or not is valid. I have never worked with the is valid function. I gotta ask what it does. Or not is valid SPAWNED spawned SPAW. Oh, I keep getting typos. Let's face this. If not is valid spawned actor, then I want to go ahead and do something. I'm gonna add a UE underscore log, which is gonna go ahead and say something. I'm gonna be adding log temp for my category, warning for my verbosity, WARNING, and then for my text, I'm gonna go ahead and say something like target actor has been destroyed. Let's go with something like target actor has been destroyed. DESTROYED exclamation. Okay, and then let's go back and check if I got it shots. Okay, did not. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end this way semicolon. It looks easy. It probably is easy. There are syntax that I don't know. Okay, key thing to know. So spawn actor points towards destroy. If is not valid, do that. Okay, I guess I'm gonna control us to save the code. This was a little bit more trickier than usual, but not that hard. So I'm going to hit Control Alt F11 to compile the code real quick. Now let's wait for this to compile. Okay, and then let's run the program. Let's go to output log. Live coding succeeded. Data type changes may cause packing to fail. I exist, but for how long? I exist, but for how long? Target actor has been destroyed. Expected output is supposed to be attempting to spawn actor, so I needed to add attempting to spawn actor. I did not add that. Expected output attempting to spawn actor. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. Attempting to spawn actor. ATTEMPTING, attempting to spawn SPAWN target actor. Okay, and then I'm going to Control S to save the code. Now let's open Unreal Engine real quick. Hit Control Alt F11 to compile the code. Once I compile the code, while it's compiling, I might eat some apples. Okay, so I exist, but for how long? Is most likely because of this here. I call it here. So if I call that function from there, I'm going to remove it from here. There we go. Now this function, I'm going to Control S, so it does not run as soon as I hit begin play. This should fix it. Let's go with Control Alt F11. Now, if I wait for the program to compile real quick, exit that, run the code, go to output log, attempting to spawn actor exists, but for how long? Target actor was destroyed. Let's go with Windows Shift S. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. There, now let's go ahead and exit that. Let's get a wrap plot here. I have a question real quick. I'm gonna zoom in a little, paste it here, and then say something like, say, exclamation. That's that. I do have one question. What does the is valid function do question mark? I have never used it before. Okay, and then I'm going to need another apple. Whoops. Okay, null PDR checks only if the number exists. Okay, is valid checks if the number still works. Oh, I see. In UE5 terms, null PDR checks only asks does the pointer point to something. If spawn actually equals to null PDR, basic check. Is valid asks three things. Is the pointer not null? Has the object not been destroyed? Is the object not pretending? Is the object not pending kill? If not, is valid spawn actor fully safe check? Oh, I see. Okay. Why this matters? A target which is represented by a pointer called spawn actor gets world. Actor exists in memory. At this point, spawn actor equals to null PDR. False destroyed. False pointer still exists. Destroy does not apply, does not wipe the pointer. Not is valid, true is valid, knows it was destroyed because UE5 marks it pending as kill. I think I see. Okay, and then, so the rule is situation, check if something was never created, equals to. Check if something was destroyed, not is valid. Safest check for anything is valid function. I see, the baby user, not is valid, Always prefers valid over null PDR checks. It converts null PDR and destroys object. One check to rule them all. Think of it in this way forever. Null PDR check. Does the address exist? Is valid. Is the person still home? Just because an address exists does not mean someone lives there anymore. Chat, we just learned the most important thing. Excuse me guys, now are you ready for the final project? Project 3, the Big 5 Inspector. I'm assuming this forces me to use everything, which basically means my, let's see, my game state, game mode, a character, a player controller, pawn, and character. I think those are the Big 5 components. Let's say something like, just say, okay, and then let's hit enter. Then let's just go here. There we go. Okay, let's go. Final boss time. Phase 2, Project 3, the Big 5 Inspector. Here's what you're building. A C++ actor that wakes up on begin play and inspects the world around it. It finds the game mode, player controller, and pawn and reports everything it finds through the logs. I see. Requirements: create a new C++ actor class called a Big 5 Inspector. Create a new function called Inspector World. Call Inspector World function in the begin play. Inside the Inspector World function, find and log the game mode, the player controller, the pawn. Expected output. My UE log is going to display 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal to signs Big 5 Inspector. And then game mode is valid, true. Player controller is valid, true. Pawn is valid, true. Hence, include these at the top of your file. So game framework / game mode base.h, game framework / player controller.h, game framework / pawn.h. How to get the game mode? A game mode which is represented by a pointer called game mode base equals to get world get auth game mode. Okay, I might need an explanation on this. Hold up. Critical warning before getting the pawn, always check if the player controller is valid first or your game will crash. If is valid player controller, a my pawn that is represented by a pointer call my pawn equals to player controller that points towards get pawn. Rules. Brand new class, type everything yourself, no copy pasting, no googling, guys. Googling is like the last thing that I do. Let me say something like something. I think that this is kind of going. Okay, let's say this is kind of advanced for me because I have never worked with this. So can you teach me everything that I need to know here first? And then we can create another, actually not we, and then I can create another mini project just like this. Okay, but first I need to learn the contents. Okay, I guess let's go ahead and enter. Although I have a bunch of typos, let's just kind of fix them real quick. So this is going to be projects, this is going to be no, and surprisingly my typos are way less, like they're way lesser than they used to be. Okay, I need to, there we go. Then let's eat my final apple. Okay, there we go. That right there. That is the smartest thing that you've said all day. You guys said all day, it's kind of crazy. That said, knowing what you don't know is a superpower. Most people fake it and then they wonder why their code crashes. Not you, you asked, and that makes all the difference. Let's learn the big five properly. Number one, how to access game mode. Game mode is the true rule to remember. Here's how you reach it. Okay, so get auth game mode. I don't know what does that function do. Means get authoritative game mode. Oh, that makes so much sense. Hey, yo, how are you, Monster? Appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, how long have you been coding? Honestly, I have been programming for like, let's say the past 7 months now. When I first started my Python from 100 series, that was like the first time I ever started coding. You guys could go ahead and check my first ever video on programming because that one video has worth 7 days where the first day was the first time I ever started programming. That said, think of it like this. Get world, enter the building, get authoritative game mode, ask for the manager. Okay, a game mode base, which is represented by a pointer called game mode that is equal to get world that points towards get authoritative game mode, AUTH. Why a game mode base and not a game mode? A game mode base is basically lightweight, basic rules only. A game mode inherits from a game mode base, has match states, ready up logic, etc. For now, always use a game mode base. It works for everything. Number two, how to access player controller. Get first player controller function gets player 0. In single player, that is you. A player controller which points towards a pointer called player controller that is equal to get world that points towards get first player controller. Think of it like this, get world, get first player controller. Enter the building, find the first driver. Why first player controller? In multiplayer, okay, in multiplayer there are many player controllers, one for each player. Get first player controller always gets player 1 for single player games. This is always, okay, this is always your player. How to access the pawn? You cannot get the pawn directly from the world. You must go through the player controller because the controller owns the pawn. Step 1, get the controller, a player controller which is represented by a pointer called player controller that is equal to get worlds, get first player controller. Step 2, check if controller is valid first. If is valid, player controller. Move on to step 3, get the pawn from the controller. A my pawn, which is represented by a pointer called my pawn that is equal to player controller that points towards get pawn. Think of it like this, player controller points towards the driver pawn. Excuse me guys, pawn points towards the car. You find the car by finding the driver first. How they all connect? Get world, get authoritative game mode, okay, get first player controller, get pawn, pawn. The golden rules, always check validity before using. Safe to use game mode. Rule 2, never get pawn without checking the controller. If is valid player controller, a pawn, my pawn equals to player controller, get pawn. Now safe to get pawn. Rule 3 always uses valid, not null PTR. You already know why. I do kinda know why. Memory trick. To reach anything in Unreal Engine 5, always ask what owns it. World owns game mode. World owns player controller, controller owns pawn. Always go through the owner. Okay, now quick fire question before we build a project. Okay, before I really go over any of that, I'm gonna kind of write these in my notes or like take some notes on these because I think they're really important. Let me just go ahead and keep my bowl down there, get my keyboard back there, go grab my pen here. Okay, because I realize making notes does come in handy at times. That said, firstly, always gotta write your dates. So I'm gonna go with something like 2026. Okay, so game mode is the rule to remember. So how to access game mode? Okay, let's learn the big 5 property. Let's go with something like the big, BIG 5 PROPERTY. So the big 5 property. Where I'm gonna go ahead and just grab that there. Here we go. Okay, how to access game mode? Let's go with something like 1. How to access ACCESS game mode, GAMEMODE. Okay, so to access game mode, okay, get auth game mode means get authoritative game mode. Let's go with a question mark. I'm gonna go with something like add a comment, get auth AUTH game mode. I'm gonna go with something like GAMEMODE. So the get auth game mode function means get authoritative game mode. Means MEANS get authoritative AUTHORITATIVE get authoritative game mode. There we go. And then authoritative equals to the real one, the server one. Let's just add a tiny arrow mark under authoritative. Means the real one, REAL, the real one. Okay, the server one, real one is gonna be the server one, THESERVERONE. Okay, I think that's pretty neat in case you guys cannot see that. Yo, hiding big shout, appreciate you joining the stream. What we're doing today, honestly, today I'm working on mini projects, but I thought that I found like a really important note here about the big 5 properties in Unreal Engine, which is basically game mode, let's say it's game mode, player controller, game state, static thread pawn. Yeah, I thought that I forgot all those 5. But I'm just adding some notes here because I think adding notes is the best way to actually learn this stuff up. So I'm gonna go to something like game mode base. Okay, I'm gonna actually add my literal code here now. Let's go with something like CODE. Okay, for my code, I'm gonna go with something like AGAME, a game mode, MODE, base, BASE is gonna go ahead and be represented by a pointer called something like GAMEMODE. Okay, called game mode, which is going to be equal to my get WORLD, my get worlds function that points towards. I'm going to go with something like get auth game mode. So I'm going to go with something like get auth game mode. Hope I can actually stick it in here. Get AUTH GAMEMODE with a pair of parentheses ending with a semicolon. I might just add a kind of barrier here so I don't get confused between 2 chats. There we go. in case you guys cannot see, I added a tiny bit of line here. Let me actually check if you guys can really see that stuff, because I realized I wasn't my gameplay screen. You guys can see that line. Yeah, it's basically that line is like a divider. I'm gonna get confused with things that I really write. So let's go to my gameplay screen real quick. Next up, think of it like this: get world, enter the building, get authoritative game mode, ask for the manager. Okay, let's go with something like THINK, think, like this, THIS. Okay, so get world is enter the building. I'm gonna go with something like GETWORLD, get world function equals to ENTER, enter the building, BUILDING. Okay, and then the get authoritative game mode function. So I'm gonna go with something like, excuse me guys, get AUTH, get game mode function is going to be equal to ask for the manager. So I'm going to go with something like ask for the manager, MANAGER. Okay, perfect. Next up, why a game mode base and not a game mode? Let's go with something like why a game mode base, okay, and not a game mode, question mark. Okay, let's see. Wait, I might remove the pair of parentheses from here because it's not a function. Let's just go with a question mark. Okay, so a game mode base is lightweight, basic rules only. Okay, let's go with something like AGAME game mode base. Okay, is lightweight. I'm gonna go with something like LIGHT WEIGHT, so it's lightweight. And then basic rules only, let's go with something like BASIC, basic rules only, exclamation. Okay, in the other hand, a game mode inherits from a game mode base, okay, has match states, vary up logic, etc. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna go with something like, in the other hand, a game mode, MODE, that is gonna go ahead and say something like inherits, INHERITS, inherits from AGAME game mode base, okay, exclamation, has match states, so I'm gonna go with something like has match, MATCH, match states, STATES, okay, ready up logic, etc. Ready up logic, LOGIC, etc. EDC. Okay, and then for now, always use game mode base. Number 2, how to access player controller. Well, I guess I'm gonna go with something like number 2, maybe on the next page, because I think that writing it on this page would just make it a bit hard to understand later on. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and write the date. That is gonna be 3/20/2026. Okay, so I'm gonna go with something like question number 2. How... Wait, I don't think it's question. It's just number 2. I'm gonna remove the Q from there. Okay, so how to access player controller. I'm gonna go with something like how to ACCESS, access player, PLAYER, CONTROLLER. There we go, and then I'm gonna go with a question mark. Now, get first player controller gets player 0. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and let's say add a arrow mark here and go with something like a comment that says get first. I'm gonna go with something like FIRST, get first player, PLAYER, controller, CONTROLLER. This function gets player controller, gets GETS PLAYER Okay, gets player 0. My bad, guys, not player controller. Next up, in single player, that is you. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and add a tiny little cheat comment here that says in a single in a single player single player game. That player is me. Okay, and then in actual codes, a player controller is going to be represented by a pointer called player controller that is going to be equal to get world, get first player controller. Let's go with something like code. So I'm going to write something like CODE, where I'm going to go ahead and add something like a player PLAYER CONTROLLER. That is going to go ahead and be represented by pointer called something like PLAYER CONTROLLER. Okay, player controller, that is going to be equal to the get world function WORLD, okay, which goes ahead and points towards the get first player controller, which returns player 0, that is me in a single player. So I'm gonna go with something like get first PLAYER CONTROLLER. Okay, perfect. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add a pair of parentheses, ending with a semicolon. Think of it like this: get world, enter the building, get first player controller, find the first driver. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and add a comment that says something like get world function equals to enter the building, BUILDING. Okay, and then I'm gonna add another comment that says something like get first player controller, get FIRST first player PLAYER CONTROLLER, get first player controller equals to find the first driver DRIVER. Wait, does this mean that I don't gotta go to my auto possessed player and set that equal to 0 in my Unreal Engine? Might need to ask that question. Okay, why first player controller? In multiplayer games, there are many player controllers, one of each player. Always gets the player 1 for every single game. How to access the pawn? This is question 3. I think that I have enough space, so I might go with something like number 3. Let me just kind of lock this in. Okay, so how to access the pawn? Let's go with something like how to access the pawn? Question mark. And guys, is something wrong with my pen? Oh, what up? Let me just. Oh, no wonder it was. No wonder. Why is it so hard to write with a pen? It was kind of loose. Let me just go ahead and tighten up again. There we go. That's much better now. Okay, so I'm gonna go with how to get the pawn. You cannot get the pawn directly from the worlds. Let's add a comment here that says something like, oh, that is much better. I can write much faster like this. Okay, you cannot CANNOT. You cannot get the pawn PAWNDIRECTLY directly from the worlds. There we go. Okay, yo, Zar, appreciate you, man. Hey, you got an option to send super chats. Let's go. Okay, let's go. I'll go there. Actually, not Zar, Bon. I appreciate you for that, man. Okay, that's it. Let's go up here and say you must go through the player controller. So I'm gonna go ahead and add another comment that says something like you must. Let's go with something like MUSD must go through THROUGH the player controller. Let's say something like the PLAYER CONTROLLER. Okay, perfect. And then because the controller owns the pawn, I'm gonna go ahead and add another comment that says something like because the controller CONTROLLER owns the pawn. Okay, perfect. And then next up, step 1, I gotta go ahead and get my player controller. Okay, so a player controller, which is going to be represented by pointer called player controller, that is going to be equal to get worlds, which points towards get first player controller. Step 2, check if the controller is valid. If is valid, player controller. I move on to step 3, get the pawn from the controller. A my pawn, okay, which is going to be equal to player controller that points towards get pawn. I see. Think of it like this, player controller is the driver. Pawn is a car, you find the car by finding the driver first. Okay, I think this is the last part of this thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and add an actual code. So I'm gonna go with something like code. And guys, this looks a little tedious actually writing the program or like making notes on it, but trust me, it's really useful. It gets in your muscle memory. Okay, so I'm gonna go with something like step 1. Get the controller. Let's go with step step 1. That is going to be equal to get the controller, controller. There we go. Okay, and then I'm gonna go with something like exclamation. Next up, I'm gonna go with something like a player controller. Let's go with something like a player controller. So a player controller, which is going to be represented by a pointer, called something like player controller. There we go. That is going to be equal to get world. I'm going to go with something like get world. Okay, which is going to be using a scope resolution operator to point towards get first. Let's go with something like get first player controller controller. There we go. I think I kind of get what this means. Then I'm just going to end it with a semicolon. Okay, so get first player controller gets me access to the first ever player, which is player 0 in my level. And then the get world is basically gives me access to my Unreal Engine's world. So let's move on to the step 2. Okay, step 2 is going to be equal to check if controller is valid first. So I'm going to go with something like check if controller, let's go with something like controller. Check if controller is valid, EALIT first, FIRST. Okay, to check if my controller is valid first, I'm gonna have to add an if statement that uses the isValid function. And then I give my controllers this pointer in here. So we're gonna go with something like if to... Okay, I forgot that Python uses lowercase f statements. I mean, I think all programs does use it. I do just know Python and C++ for now. Okay, so I'm gonna go with something like if is valid, VALID. Okay, and then my isValid function is going to be having my PLAYER, my player controller in it. If my player controller is valid, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna add a pair of curly braces that says something like step 3. Oh, let's go with something like step 3. Get the pawn from the controller. Let's go with something like get the pawn, PAWN, from the controller, CONTROLLER. There we go. Okay, actually, thinking about it, if we understand the concept, this doesn't really look that hard. In fact, it looks kind of easy now. Okay, so a pawn, which is going to be represented by a pointer. So I'm going to go with something like a pawn, PAWN, which is going to be represented by pointer, called something like my pawn, is going to be equal to PLAYER, player controller that points towards get pawn. There we go. Okay, and then let's end that with a semicolon. Okay, so think of it like this, player controller driver pawn the car. I'm just going to end my pair of curly braces because I forgot all about it. Okay, I think that's actually pretty much it. How they connect that way. Golden rule, always check validity first, never forget pawn without checking the controller. Always use isValid. I see. Now, quick fire questions before I build the new project for you. How do you get game mode from the world? Let's check. Let's try answering these questions now. Okay, so I'm gonna go with question 1 first. Let's go with something like question 1. Okay, how do you get game mode from the world? Using, let's go with something like we can't. Oops, guys, it's so hard to type with a small keyboard. Okay, we can get our game mode from the world by using I forgot the function name. It's get first player controller. Get first player controller function. Why can't you get the pawn directly from the worlds? Okay, I might actually not. Okay, get world function. Okay, let's go with something like question 2. Okay, I don't remember. Can't phrase it. Okay, honestly, I will say that I actually think if I can phrase it, because I don't really know this part properly, so I'm gonna go with can't remember. And then lastly, let's go with something like question 3. Why do we check if player controller is valid before getting the pawn? To avoid. Actually, why do we check if player controller is valid? Oh wow, I actually can't even phrase that. Let's say something like can't remember. Okay, by can't remember, I mean I don't really know. Huh, okay, that was strange. I thought I got a pretty good gist of the code. I think not. Okay, 2 wrong. All 3 needs fixing. Okay, 2 wrong. 2 wrong and 1 wrong. All 3 needs fixing. Oh. Hey, scroll up and read. I literally gave you this line exactly above. Get world, game mode. What function comes after get world to get the game mode? It is not get first player. That is something else. Scroll up and find it. Oh, get authoritative game mode. No way, I really forgot that. How to connect all, I see. Okay, and then hint 2, I gave you this memory trick above. World owns game mode. World owns player controller. Controller owns pawn. Who owns the pawn? Controller owns the pawn. Therefore, who do you have to go through? I gotta go through the controller. Hint 3, think about what happens if player controller is null PDR. If player controller is null PDR, what happens? What did we learn about using invalid pointers? Scroll up and read. Scroll up, read, think, answer the questions. All 3 are there. You have 5 minutes. No excuses. Chat is watching. Okay, I forgot the last one. Everything besides the last one is good. Always use valid, not null PDR. You already know why. Okay, let's scroll all the way up real quick. How to access the pawn in multiplayer. Okay. I mean, I guess I got the question 1 and 2. How do you get the game mode from the worlds? Okay, let's go with question 1. We use the get authoritative. Is it? I forgot the spelling. Okay, so get. Oh, it's get authoritative game mode. We use the get authoritative game mode function. Okay, and then let's go with something like question 2. Why can't you get the pawn directly from the controller? Because the player controller, the controller owns the pawn, and we cannot access anything before let's say before getting the thing that owns them. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna fix my typo here real quick. And lastly, let's go with something like number 3. Let's go with something like question 3. Okay, which says, why do we need to check if player controller is valid before getting the pawn? I can't recall this. Okay, and then let's go ahead and send it real quick. Question 1 and 2 perfect, but 3, I'm not letting you out of the hook. One final hint for 3. Look at this code. a player controller, which is represented by pointer, that is equal to get world, get first player controller. Imagine player controller fails. Player controller equals to null PDR. Player controller gets pawn. What happens here? Think about what we learned about null PDR. What happens when you try to use something that is null PDR? You said this word multiple times. It starts with a C. Oh, it crashes. Does it? Okay, let's see. Yes, exactly. So pull it all together. If player controller is null PDR and we do this without checking a player controller points towards get pawn, we're trying to call a function on something that does not exist. Result is going to be crashed. This is why we always check first. Yeah. Now it is safe, no crash, full score, question 1, perfect, perfect, perfect. Project 3 unlocked, phase 2, project 3, the big file inspector we built. Okay. A C++ actor that inspects the world and reports everything it finds about the game mode. Okay, player controller and pawn. Requirements: create a new C++ actor class called a big 5 inspector, create a function called inspector world, call inspector world in begin play. Inside inspector world, get and validate the game mode, get and validate the player controller, gets the pawn only if the player controller is valid. Log everything. What are you learning today? Honestly, I am working on learning the 5 categories, which is basically game state, game mode, pawn, character, and player controller. Try to master those. Here, I'm having the first 3 of those: game mode, player controller, and pawn. I'm pretty familiar with character, and I don't think I have ran into, let's say, a mini project that really uses game state. So I'm just going to work with these. That said, I might work on this on this mini project next stream, because this stream I do gotta go because I do got an exam right today, and I have exams as soon as my the weekend is over. So I might actually work on this next stream. I think I did pretty good working on 2 mini projects. Okay, I guess the third one is going to be next stream. So let me go up to my main camera. Alright guys, so basically that was pretty much it for this stream. I'm kind of glad that the echoing got less somehow. I don't really know how. That's it. It did improve my mic quality a lot. Many of you guys did actually tell me that as well. And that said, if you guys did enjoy the stream, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, like, help my algorithm, sharing makes it fun, subscribing, click it, sharing top. That said, I just had multi streaming on Twitch, YouTube. I will start multi streaming on TikTok and Instagram as well. So if you guys really enjoy my content and haven't followed me there, make sure to follow me there. The link is going to be in the description. And also join my Discord server. That's why I usually chat with you guys, have different conversations, give you guys a roadmap. Where someone yesterday did ask me for my Unreal Engine roadmap. I said you guys to mention me on my Discord server. I guess they forgot. That said, make sure to mention me on my Discord server if you guys ever need my roadmap as well. I will make sure to DM it to you guys. That said, you guys can get access to my Discord server through the link in the bio, link in the description, or by typing exclamation Discord on chat. Same thing for my socials. You guys can get access to my socials through my bio, through my description, or by tapping exclamation socials on chat. That said, I'll catch you guys next time for more video. Peace.